Hello everybody, welcome to Coco's Crochet. I'm Litsa and today is our podcast number 117. Welcome one and all. Thank you so much for joining me on another Thursday. I can't believe how the week's already flying. It's the 9th of January 2025. I need to stop and think to make sure I get the year right. Although it has been rolling off our tongue so much the beginning of the year because there's so much happening. I hope you're all keeping well. Here in Sydney, Australia, it's mid-afternoon now. The weather has really cooled down the last few days. We've had a lot of rain as well, but the cooler weather has been very welcome. I don't think I've actually put the aircon on for the last couple of days, so my pocket will also appreciate that when the bill comes in. Anyway, enough about all that. We're here to catch up on crochet. I have the wonderful pleasure to share some of your makes as always. I will endeavour to put the photos in like I did last week, so fingers and toes crossed. I was so happy to see that would happen, and thank you all for cheering me on. You had the faith in me and I had to follow through. Now, there is only one lot of photos that I haven't been able to put in, but that's okay. I'll show you on the iPad, because I just couldn't download them to my photos. But that's technology for you and another conversation, not for today. And I do have some of my own makes to share with you. Now, we have all been involved in so many cows, and I'm sure a lot of photos will be coming in for many different cows all over the place, but so many of you have joined in ours, and I'm so excited to say that we have got a lot of photos waiting to be revealed, but they won't be the ones I showcase today. They have their own special days for all that. So today will be some, let's call them mainstream showcasing of makes, because they're not related to any particular crochet along. Now, our friend Diane has recently joined us. So I'm not sure for how long you've been hanging out with us, Diane, but it's so lovely to see your work. So Diane has joined in Beanie of the Week. Now, if you remember last week, I said that every week I'm going to try to bring a new beanie into my repertoire, and anyone that's wanting to do the same is welcome to do so. And the Divine Hat was last week's beanie. Now, that has been in my repertoire for a very long time, as we all know, but Diane just added it to hers. So Diane made this beautiful Divine Hat for her husband, and he absolutely loves it. She tells us he has been wearing it non-stop, and he's only had it for about a week. Now, Diane told us that her husband's favourite colours are black and grey. That's why the beanie is in grey. Now, you might look a little bit funny on the knight's head, but rest assured that it is very well shaped, she said to us, and that it fits her husband perfectly. So thank you so much, Diane, for sending in your beanie. Now, this week's beanie, I will show it to you next, and maybe you'd like, or all of you, whoever wishes to join us, can hop on and try to make that one as well. But only if you like it, but I absolutely love it. We'll get to that later. Now, excuse me. Excuse me, with a change of weather, my throat's been a bit funny. Now, Josephine, she has been very, very busy in her amigurumi adventure, and she does tell us in her email that she enjoys amigurumi so much she'll probably make one, like at least one a month. I've got a feeling we're going to see a lot more than that, with no pressure, of course, Josephine. But for the first one that Josephine has sent us is her gorgeous Santa pig. Just makes me smile. It's a paid pattern by Jenny Dolly, and I have to say, she really is seriously cute. And I actually love the blanket in the background. So Josephine, let us know, was that like a Christmas throw, or is it something else that you've made in the past? But it's absolutely gorgeous. So please let us know if you remember what the make is, or the design, or the pattern. Now, Josephine also sent us in Alfred the monkey. Every time I look at him, I think I need to make one, because my son loves monkeys. So he is absolutely gorgeous, right? Look at him, guys. Now, this is a paid pattern by Yana Cadabra. I hope I said that right. And I just love him. He's just so adorable, seriously. Now, Josephine also made, oh my goodness, more cuteness, Albert the pug. He is a paid pattern by Ariali, A-R-A-R-A-L-I Designs. And I just love him. His beret, his paint brushes, his paint palette. Is that what thing is called, where you mix all your paints? He's just so adorable. Absolutely love him. And then Josephine also sent us some various free patterns, like ornaments from various YouTube tutorials or on Instagram or on blogs that were suggested by our friend Ella at No Catchy Name during her Vlogmas. So I'm sure a lot of you made some of those as well, but Josephine, you've done a beautiful job of them. So thank you so much for sharing all your makes with us. And then our friend Laura, she's joined us of late as well, and I'm so happy. Everyone is welcome here, and thank you for sharing your makes with us. Now, this is what Laura is calling her Vlogmas blanket, because she made it during December. Well, I'm sure she was watching all her favorite YouTubers doing Vlogmas, like so did I, let me tell you. Whew, Vlogmas overload, loved it. Now, she did make 2 blankets during December, but this is her Vlogmas blanket. Her goal for 2025 is to make at least a blanket a month. So, you know, we're cheering you on, just so you know, Laura, and please send them in to us if you wish to. I would love to showcase them so we can all ooh and ah over them. And of course, you know, maybe add them to our crochet to-do list. Now, this one here looks like a scrap blanket, which I absolutely love. So thank you for sending that in to us. And then Liza sent to us this beautiful crocheted scarf, or like a little shawl, but more of a scarf that she made for her grandma for the Christmas New Year period. It's absolutely beautiful. The stitch is like a shell stitch. Liza, it's absolutely gorgeous, and it's so very nice and lacy. I'm sure your grandmother loved it. Now, the yarn that Liza used is a Regia, R-E-G-I-A yarn, and it's 75% wool and 25% polyamide. And Liza used her 3.5 millimeter clover hook, her absolute favorite. And now I need to get my iPad, because our friend Michelle, she has been very, very busy crocheting some beautiful, beautiful things. 2 of them are inspired by turtles. Look at this gorgeous, oh, I just love this. So this is a sea turtle pouch. I just love it. The colors are absolutely gorgeous. And this is a free pattern from Yarnspirations. And the yarn that Michelle used, she said it's the dreaded, which I thought was funny, Lily Sugar and Cream Cotton. And it's also hand lined. So let me show you the next photo. Let's see which is the best way to do it. Well, let's do it this way. As you can see, there's lining in there. I love your color choice for the lining too. Absolutely wonderful job there. Thank you for sharing that with us. And now the next one is, I love this one too. So this is a sea turtle, corner to corner. Is that good like that? I love your colors. Corner to corner blanket. Now, I think it's funny that it says here that it's a mini corner to corner blanket. That's huge. And the pattern is from Magic Yarn Pixels. And lucky last, Michelle has made this gorgeous, gorgeous dinosaur blanket. Oh my goodness. And that's a volcano in the middle. And I love the dinosaur egg. Absolutely love this. Oh, I can imagine some little person's going to love getting that. And Michelle tells us that this dinosaur blanket is panels designed by 2 little Craig's Crochet. Now, both the sea turtle blanket and the dinosaur blanket are patterns purchased on Etsy. And the yarn that Michelle used is Joanne's Big Twist Value Yarn, which is 100% acrylic. So thank you so much for sharing them with us, Michelle. They're absolutely gorgeous. Now, I think you were saying you were trying different things, and you've done a wonderful job at that. Now, they're all of your makes for the week, the ones that we were able to showcase. Excuse me, guys. And I'm sure that some of you have added at least one thing to your crochet to-do list. I can tell you that they're all going to be added to mine. Now, when I attend to them, who knows? So, you know, that's how it goes here, doesn't it, guys? The more inspiration we get, the longer the list grows. And the more desire we have to start them. But I am looking at a huge collection of whips behind you at the moment, which we will attend to shortly, like not today or another day. And I really don't think I should really be starting anything else. But for now, I can add them to the list. So what have I been up to? Well, I have had the pleasure, because I'm on school holidays, I've had the time to start using my new knitting machines from Addi. So I bought out the big one, and I will do some knitting machine makes this year. I absolutely love bringing those to you. So, you know, I'll try to do that monthly again. But I thought I'd better start making some beanies for my donations, because I do have quite a few that I've pledged this year, one of them being our drive, Crocheting for the Community 2025, and I'll, you know, do a little video on that and see what we've collected so far. And also, you know, for example, I'm going to be sending some to BMO, to KK and Kristen over at K&K Crochet. So I did make this one first, of course, and the great thing is that I'm using my, I actually could put it on a, I've got my little thing here today. What's this called? My little friend. So they actually do fit very nicely. I can put them on my head too, I guess, but, you know, hat hair. So I'm absolutely loving that I'm getting to use all my, see, it's a very long, like I don't usually do my brim that wide, but you can, of course, make it shorter. I love the way it's cinched at the top. So any of you that have a knitting machine, you know how quick and easy these are. And I'm actually getting better. So I can actually probably make one in half an hour or so, 30-35 minutes, including cinching it in. So the lilac is my absolute favorite one, of course. And as I was touching on before, you know, I went on 12 tangents. I just popped that over there. I'm using all my scrap yarn. So basically, if I can see that a ball of yarn has enough to make a beanie in it, I actually use it for that now. So this is all my Spot Saver Templar yarn, which is a worsted weight or number 4 yarn, and it actually glides through that machine. It's beautiful. In actual fact, I might weigh one of these because that will give me a real clear indication if I can actually get a whole beanie out of a skein. But that's okay because I'm experimenting with different colors, guys. So I've got a little formula here now for what I need when I want to make the, like the rim, the brim, is that what it's called? This bit here that you fold over, so that's a different color. And then the bulk of the, or the big part of the head, including the crown of the hat, is the other color. So when I first did it, I did it backwards because, you know, in my mind I wasn't working out how I'm going to cinch it together, but that's okay. It still looks very pretty. But then I worked out the formula, how to do it so that I have the right colors in the right way. And I usually do 135 rows for my beanies, and these actually fit quite a nice variety of heads. Even though it's a tube and it's double thickness, which keeps you very warm, it does stretch out nicely, as you can see, or it just shrinks to, you know, a smaller head like this one. You can really stretch them out if you need to. So this is the first one that I tried with the 2 colors. I know they're very similar, but this one has got the tweed in it, but I wanted this to be here, but that's okay. I think it still looks very pretty on. There's not an issue with that. But then I worked it out, guys. So I made this one. See, look. And the formula is this, in case any of you are wondering. So A and B. So A is the top part and B is the bottom part. So you do 43 rows in the A, because that's where you cinch it up. And then you do 50 rows. I've got here, 50 rows in this color because it's doubled up. And then you finish off with 43 rows. So you end up doing 136 rows, which was as close as I could get it to my count. So that worked out really, really well. I was very, very happy with that. And then I did a blue one. I've also got pink and hot pink waiting there for me to make, and I will definitely get to that. So, all right, too much talk about the knitted hats, I guess, but I'm very excited that I worked out my formula, and this is going in my diary now because I do not want to be getting out my calculator and trying to work it out every time. A simple thing like that can actually save you time, guys. So there's 4 beanies going to donations pile, which I'm very, very excited about. And it's just such a nice way to use so much yarn that I really need to get, you know, elsewhere other than just sitting in the yarn room. So that's actually making me very, very happy. So I'm 4 beanies closer to the number of beanies I'd like to make this year. Now, I've joined in quite a few cows, as you know, and since I last saw you, I've actually joined in another one, which is very, very exciting, but I couldn't resist. Absolutely could not resist. So the first one I'll talk to you about is the sign AU, and this is from our friend Judy at where is it? Judy at Which Piece Craft. She's got this 3-month cow going where every fortnight she's going to show us a sign for inspiration from one of her many places she traveled to last year and maybe other years. And they are going to be a lot of fun. And you take inspiration from either the title, the colours. I drew inspiration from the colours for this one. So go and see her video. It explains it, you know, much better than I am. Jump on if you like, because we've only done one so far, so one sign, and there are 5 to go. Now my calculation, I don't know how I worked out that in 3 months, every 2 weeks, we were going to get 12 squares, because I'm making squares for a blanket for a donation. Excuse me, it's actually 6 squares. So since I saw you last time, I've started growing my square. So I'll step back. I'm using blanket yarn to make this blanket. Now those of you that know, you know how much I love blanket yarn and how much I have in my possession. So that was the perfect choice, and because I'm using a 9mm hook, this project does grow very, very quickly, which I absolutely love. Now all I'm doing is continuous granny squares, and they're going to be 20 rounds. So basically that's all it is, guys. Now it does stretch out very, very nicely. And when I put, so this is about, how many? This is about 16 and a half, 17 rounds. So it is quite large. And I do turn it every time, you know, I get to the end of the round. And then what I'll do is when I sew them together, or maybe I'll even crochet, join together as I go. Either way, I'm going to do a border at the end. Color that, you know, after we've seen all the different signs, you know, I can make a decision what color. But it'll probably be something neutral or black or white or something, or grey. So that's it. That's my first, almost done, my first sign for Judy's cowl. So that's been a lot of fun actually, because I do that, you know, at the end of the night. And now that it's been cooler, it's much easier to work on a blanket yarn project. Now, I think everybody we know has jumped on the Hexagon party bus. Very many people will be wearing Hexagon cardigans thanks to our friends KK and Kristen over at K&K Crochet. They just thought it'd be a great idea to announce to everyone and welcome everyone. They invited us all to join them to make a Hexicardi. Now, I had some latte cakes. I think, is it 4 in total? So if you don't know what a latte cake is, now I might cough with all these fibres, guys, but I do have a cup of coffee here. So this is a latte cake. Now, latte cakes are made out of 58% acrylic and 42% nylon. I think that's what makes them so super soft. And this one is the colour blackberry. Now, it is a little bit all over the place because when I bought them, they were at a very good price at Spotlight, and I wasn't really worried that even one of them came with no ball band. And I have put on here that I'm using a 6mm hook. It may not be the neatest way to document that, but I really had to because I was worried that I just wasn't going to remember. And here is my, so here I'm attached to the yarn obviously, and this is what my little tiny baby Hexagon cardigan is looking like so far. I really love this pattern. It's by Make and Do Crew, and it's the video tutorial that KK and Kristen suggested for us to use, and I'm absolutely loving it. So I cannot wait for it to start growing. What I might do for sizing, because you know, doing the calculations sometimes does my head in. So maybe you guys, you know, might want to do it this way too. I'm going to, because I do have the luxury of having, you know, more than one ball. I don't have to cut off the yarn and start the second sleeve. I'm going to do one whole sleeve and then another one. And before I start the panel in the back, because you do like a joining panel and the front panel, and you know, you grow the bottom a bit, and that was the whole thing. I wanted to do a Hexicardi this time that actually had a little bit of length to it, not just the hexagon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the 2 arms, and then I'm going to see how much I need for my back, so I don't have it too big or too small. And when I think that I'm at the right place, then I'll stop, tie it off and do whatever I have to do, and then add the panels as I need to. So that's my plan for the Hexicardi party. I know that a lot of people, including KK and Kristen, are at the stage of where they're sorting out their yarn, so I think that I should be able to keep up. Let's hope so, because I would love to wear it this winter. Like, this has been very cold now, but it's not winter yet, so we've still got a few more months before I need to get it finished. Now, the latest cowl that I've joined in, and I just could not resist, guys. I love kaleidoscopes. You saw when I did my, here it is here. This was from the Aldi Retro toy sale, and here's my kaleidoscope. I could actually look at this for hours, guys. Like, looking at it now, I can see all the amazing colors. This is just such an old school toy, But where I'm going with that is our friend Ella at No Catchy Name. She's got what she's calling the Kaleidoscope mail happening at the moment, which I could not resist. First of all, I wanted to jump on something that Ella was hosting. I thought that would be a lot of fun. Support our friends. Oh, I get so much support. Hey, you know, all that love, I need to give it back as well. And also she said that it'd be a great opportunity to use our variegated or striping yarns. And I know that I have quite a bit of that type of yarn, and I thought, what a great opportunity. So I found this gorgeous yarn in Millions, and I made 2 beanies from it. So this is also going to count as beanie of the week, guys. So I'm double dipping. I love that I can do that. So I've already sent the photos to Ella, but this is the beanie of the week. I was going to make this anyway, and then all of a sudden Ella announced her cow or her mal. So this is what it looks like. I'll pop it on my little head here. And I am using Millions, which I think might be a carrot cake. And you guys can tell me when I show it to you. So this is the one beanie. And this beautiful, beautiful pattern is by our friend Spring over at the Fiber Enthusiast. And this is called the Northern Light Waves Beanie. Oh my goodness, I'm just in love with this. And it was such a quick and easy beanie to make that after I finished the first one, I made a second one. And oh, I dropped my yarn. That's okay, but you can see from the colors here, it's absolutely gorgeous. So this was a cake of yarn, which I think was an old carrot cake. I'm not quite sure. I did try to look online to see if I could find it. But this yarn, guys, and the rest of it's on the floor now, it doesn't matter. I love this orange anyway. It is so super, super soft. Now, will I just pop this on so you can actually see? I used a 6mm hook, which is what I usually use, but it is a little bit bigger than usual, but it does look very, very, oh, nice, doesn't it? I took that off way too quickly. What am I doing? Okay, so that's what it looks like, this pattern. I absolutely love it. I love the colors. Me and my friend. And like I said, I could not believe how soft this yarn was. So I'm glad I didn't just make a blanket with it, because these will be donated as well, these beanies. Now I do have a whole other cake because I used one whole cake and just a little bit of the maroon color to finish this off. So I'm sure that between this and maybe even some spot saver, if I have to put some in, I could make another 2 beanies. So that would be wonderful. But for now, we have 2 to add to our pile of beanies for donations. And like I said, anyone that wants to make beanie of the week, this is the Northern Light Waves Beanie by Spring at the Fiber Enthusiast. So thank you, Spring. I have been wanting to make Spring's patterns for so long because I always hear KK and Kristen talking about them. And I think that you will be seeing a few more from her playlist during the year. So thank you, Ella, for inviting us to join in, because I'm going to be doing a bit of double dipping, I think, for the next few weeks. Beanie of the week and the Kaleidoscope Mal. Love it. Now, speaking of crochet-alongs and all things wonderful, excuse me, our hashtag Made in Australia Cal 2025 has just blown up. So many people have joined in. My emails have been flooded, and I know that all the other 4 Yarny friends that have joined in as well are receiving emails that are shout outs all over the YouTube, you know, streets, all the channels that are joining in, and so many of our Yarny friends. I'm absolutely loving it. I cannot wait to share with you what I've made. I'm pretty much there. I think I'm about 10% away from completing my project, and I'm so excited to do that. Excuse me. It was such a hard choice for me what to make. So I wonder how you're all feeling about that. So many of you have designed your own patterns. I just absolutely love it. All of our overseas friends, I love, you know, to see what, you know, they think of Australia, when, you know, through their makes. It's just amazing. So of course that will be the reveal video will be on the 26th of January 2025, but please have your makes emailed to me and all our other Yarny friends by about the 24th. If you could do that, that would be great, so we can actually, you know, wrap our head around how we're going to, you know, present everything. I cannot wait. So that's that one. I'm so excited for that one, guys. Now, that's pretty much it for what I've been working on all week. So a little bit of life in the background. I'm so happy to say that I've done a lot of tidying up and cleaning up in the yarn room. So I'll probably give you a little tour very, very soon. You know, there is a lot happening in here, But I'm happy to say that I can see the floor now, guys. That's amazing. I don't trip over anything when I need to get from one end to the other end of the room. It's not a huge space, but it is a very nice space. I can't complain. Our neighbours, the newlyweds, excuse me guys, have invited us over for dinner tonight, so that's one less thing I need to do. I do want to share something cute with you. I said to my son, so what would you like us to bring? And he said, just your smiles. I thought that is so corny, but I absolutely love that. That was great. Yes, Steve's back at work. My mum, I took her to the eye clinic on Monday. Everything is fine with her right eye, and now she's in the queue, or getting ready for her left eye cataract surgery, and it's usually about 3 months. So she was so funny. She goes, oh, I didn't get to bake for Christmas, and now I probably won't bake for Easter. And I said, but we need to thank Jesus that you got your sight for Christmas and Easter. And she said, you're right. I love it when my mum says that I'm right. It's nice to hear that from your mum, isn't it? Anyway, so I thought I'd share that with you. So that was really good news. And I finally saw my goddaughter's baby this week. She is such an adorable, alert little girl. She's 7 weeks old, and all she did was this. She just did not want to sleep. She'd have a little tiny sleep, but I think she was getting total FOMO and needed to know what was going on the whole time. We had about a 4-hour visit at one of my favorite restaurants. It's like a club, so there's like breakout areas with lounges and things like that, and very, very comfy seats. So, you can have your lunch and your coffee and your chats, and, there's not much noise in there, which I absolutely love. So that's been pretty much my week since I last saw you guys. I've spent as much time as I can at home and ventured out a little bit, but with that rain that we've had, I really didn't want to go anywhere. But the cool nights have been a blessing, and not having to put the aircon all day has been great. So that's it. I'm done. I hope you're all keeping well, and that, you can catch up with us in the comments. Let me know what you've been up to. I have had some nice chats with a lot of you over emails this week, which absolutely brings me so much joy. So continue that, guys. I love it very, very much. And until I see you all very, very soon, take care, everyone. Bye-bye for now.